All of these experiences were brought into this discussion, and I want to thank Rahm Emanuel and Chairman Frank for bringing all of this into one comprehensive bit of negotiations. After all of that, we came to the floor today with a piece of legislation.
Look at this weasel.
That the members
Look
of
at
our
him.
caucus
He knows
decided,
everybody's watching him. Look at that weasel.
was in the best interest of the country. And 60% of them put
that's
aside
a weasel.
all of their individual
the weasel disappeared.
feelings, emotions, experiences, and voted for this bill. 67% of the Republican conference decided to put political ideology ahead of the best interest of our great nation. I'm hopeful that as we move forward, that we can all join hands, set aside our partisanship, and do what's in the best interest of our country, and I hope that will happen within the next few days. With that, I'll yield to our chair, Mr. Emanuel.
Well, why don't you let the chairman go? Chairman Frank.
Chairman Frank.
Well, I'm disappointed. I will say this. I would like nothing better than to be proven wrong in the next couple of days. That is, I was persuaded by what I read and hear and see, a range of people I talk to, the Secretary of the Treasury and the head of the Federal Reserve, that we do have a serious crisis, that we are threatened with a shutdown of the credit system that will inflict great pain on people across this country in an economy that's already weakened. Maybe that's wrong. Clearly, a large number of members of the House don't believe that. Some had a different view. Some said there was no great crisis. If, in fact, that turns out to be the case over the next period, then I will be very cheerfully admit error and take the rest of the year off. I am not confident that will happen, and here's our dilemma. We've been working very hard for a week and a half trying to negotiate a bill that could pass the House. I will say that many of us had been telling the Secretary of the Treasury that he had to have two things in mind. One, what would work given the psychology of Wall Street, but two, what would pass the House. And I will acknowledge that I think part of our problem was that he had not fully accepted that. Nonetheless,
there's a weasel. Watch the weasel. Hide behind him.
What we added to the bill was no part.
There's the weasel. See the weasel? Look at the weasel. Weasel's humping Barney Frank.
There is a wing of the Republican Party, and several of them said this publicly.
I think he's got him by the long john. He's giving him a wedgie. There's a weasel giving Barney Frank a wedgie.
See it. Freedom would be
that's the funniest thing I ever seen.
By this government intervention. I disagree, but I understand it. But the fundamental point is this: we are ready.
See him go up. He's getting a wedgie.
As a practical matter, the initiative will probably come from the administration. I would hope that the administration would
he's getting a wedgie
more closely with the members of their own party here in the House, because this bill cannot and should not pass
there he is.
One party.
Yeah, look at him smile. I just give Barney Frank a wedgie. I can give him a wedgie.
So I'm ready.
Here it goes again.
To work. I mean,
oh yeah, I get it, Barney. Get it, Barney.
I will not be available for government work. Other people will be. The conversation.
Yeah, Barney Frank's getting a wedgie.
We're ready. I still believe it is important for the country to come up with a piece of legislation that will alleviate this credit crisis. But we obviously have to ask the administration as they go forward with it to coordinate.
What's the weasel doing back there?
Colleagues. I do want to make one point.
What's he doing behind Barney Frank?
There was a bill proposed by some of the Republicans late last week as a substitute for the Paulson plan.
There he goes again.
It was the administration that said, no, this is simply not a substitute for our plan.
What's he doing behind Barney Frank?
We want to accept the interest of compromise. Modified version of the
my man.
The administration
stand by my man.
So we are ready to keep working.
There he is.
As I said, if we were all proven to be chicken littles and there is no problem with the economy,
there he is. Stand by my man.
Okay. If in fact that's not true, and there is a crisis, I am available, members of the leadership and other members of the Congress on our side.
Oh, God, he must be doing more giving him a wedgie.
But we do
Look
ask
at his
that there be
eyes.
some better coordination.
Ooh, mama,
the
do what you
Republican
doing to
side,
Barney Frank.
So that we have a
Ooh, what
chance
you
to put
doing to
something
Barney
together that can pass
Frank?
Congress.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say you did it.
Pleased to take any questions you may have. A few questions.
You gonna do it to Nancy now? Oh, what you been doing to Barney Frank? What were you doing to Barney Frank? Yeah, what was he doing?